I'm gonna give you guys the 5 things I think if you're an independent rapper, you need to be spending your money on right now. And the last 1 or 2 are gonna be very custom fitted to where you are as a artist. It's gonna kind of go 1 or 2 directions. It's probably gonna piss a lot of people off.
I don't need nothing else. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need a help. Ooh, I don't need nothing else. Every time I'm with you, yo, it's something else. It's a fact, and it's nothing else. Got your hand out, you don't even need a help. Ooh, that's right. I don't need nothing else. That's right.
King's Dream Entertainment.
This channel exists to encourage, empower, inspire you to live out God's dream for your life. We cover a variety of topics, everything from music, marketing, faith, fitness, all that kind of stuff. As many of you guys are going to be getting your stimulus checks, you're going to be getting a little bit of maybe extra money. Those of you guys know me know that I am very pro financial literacy. I've been doing music 5 years full time, completely independent. My real recommendation before you get into anything is save up an emergency fund. The best way you guys could do that, right now Dave Ramsey is doing a 14-day trial for Financial Peace University. This is their course that has taken millions of people out of debt. And me and my family, we paid off $45,000 of debt in 18 months. So, biggest thing I could have done as a rapper to go full-time as a rapper. But that's not what this video is about. I'm gonna give you guys 5 things that you should be spending your money on, considering that you're already financially literate. I know they're not gonna be sneakers. They're not going to be drip and gold chains. It's not gonna be anything silly like that. I'm gonna give you guys the 5 things I think if you're an independent rapper, you need to be spending your money on right now. And the last 1 or 2 are gonna be very custom fitted to where you are as a artist. It's gonna kind of go 1 or 2 directions. It's probably gonna piss a lot of people off. I gotta send a big shout out to our Patreon community and give you guys a recap of last Friday's Fan Love stream. MCMR, artist out of Florida.
I know I've seen crazy, but I'd rather be that than boring and lazy. Who am I kidding? I'm all the above. I am a beetle, all you need is love. All of my grave has already been dug, as I jump in the coffin, get cozy and stuff. Good thing I'm Lazarus, I resurrect. Nature be nurture, cause and effect. Honestly, I don't know what you expect. The death is inevitable, like said.
By an artist named The Eminency out of Houston, Texas.
I sit down, I think about it, contemplating, not troubled in first placing. You free basing, slow boogie pacing, athleticism need interrogation. Steroid user, microphone abuser, snoozer giving blue.
And last but not least, Conscience, artist out of Phoenix, Texas.
Quarantine, but I'm clean since he gave me life.
Jeez.
Inside, outside, I'm gonna be alright. Yeah, the numbers so crazy right now. They keeping us way in the house. We ducking and diving and weaving, believing that we gonna make a way out. Feet don't just stay on the couch. I want my feet on now. Oh yeah, I'm all in my bank account. Then I'ma go way down. So I turn the radio loud.
Every single Friday night, we do Fan Love Friday, where you can submit your music, hop in a Zoom call, get feedback from me through our Patreon $9 and up tier. If you want to be a part of that, links in the description. Now let's get into the list, the top 5 things rappers should spend their stimulus check on, and the last 2 are gonna put some of y'all out of work. So now I'm speaking to rappers and under the assumption that most of you guys already have a computer. If you don't have a computer in 2020, I don't even know. Okay, so we're gonna just bypass that list, okay? The number 1 thing, if you have a computer, you probably need to get some software. A lot of you guys are still recording into GarageBand. A lot of you guys are recording into like janky free software. Find a software that you're a fan of and get into their ecosystem. I personally love Reason 11. That is the software I use. I got the Reason 11 suite. It's $3.99. It's kind of expensive. You can get a 30-day trial of that, but you need to get some software to get your vocals and your mixes up to par. A software that I actually don't use, but I think is doing an amazing job right now in the middle of this, is Logic Pro. It comes with a native pitch corrector and tuner. It comes with some stock plugins. You can get a 90-day free trial of Logic right now, and it's on sale for $199. If you are a student, they have a bundle where you can get Logic and Final Cut Pro X, which is what I use to edit all my videos. I believe for like $199 or something like that. You guys can look that up on your own. The second thing I would say a lot of you guys need to do to invest into a quality interface. I'm an Apogee only guy. Apogee has this interface called the Apogee Duet. It's amazing. The converters are amazing. I've used it. It's a bit pricey if I'm gonna be honest. $649. You might be able to find some used on OfferUp. The Scarlett is a great alternative. $269. It even comes with some headphones, a little bundle here, it's on Sweetwater. The interface is going to allow you to record yourself. Fellas, it's 2020. There's no excuse for you not to have your own studio setup. Every rapper in 2020 should have their own setup, period. If you are still in the old school mind that you need to go to a studio, first of all, you're dead in the water because you can't go to the studio under quarantine. Second of all, you're limiting your own creativity because you're not gonna be as free and as liberated if you're on the clock and someone else is recording you. You're gonna feel like you're taking up their time. You're gonna rush through your takes. Don't go to the studio. So, number 3, you got an interface. Now, you guys need a microphone, right, to plug into the interface. So let's make this very simple for you guys. The microphone I would recommend if you got a little bit of a budget is the Neumann TLM 102 condenser mic. I did the majority of my Americana album on this mic. Now I use my Neumann U87. This is my dream microphone. This is a Chaotica eyeball. I love this microphone, but this is a $3,000 microphone. This is a good starting point. Neumann, world famous brand. And if you can't afford it, there is the Rode NT1A large diaphragm condenser microphone, $229. This is a great deal too. This is actually the microphone I started on like an older version of that. It's all about those 10,000 deliberate hours of you mastering your craft. And your craft isn't just writing and rapping. Recording arts is a performance art to how you execute your vocals. You're gonna do it the best when you're probably by yourself in your own environment. After you got your own microphone, this is a great time because everything is on sale in 2020. This is a great time to get yourself some of them plugins you've been wanting to get. Now, what plugins am I talking about? Now, I am not a singer. If you make wavy music, this would be a great time to invest and get yourself auto-tune. This is the Waves Tune plugin for Waves Tune, $35.99. That is a great deal on that plugin. Let's see if Antares Auto Tune is on sale. The Pro version right now is $3.99. You get the Pro version, you can even try it. You're gonna get a different sound from this than you're gonna get from Waves Tune. Do research, what does Travis Scott use? What does Kanye use? Young Thug use versus, right? Some of them might use more Auto Tune, others might use more of the Waves Tune. Some more of the pop music uses Melodyne. Melodyne is how you manually pitch correct and shift stuff. Now, this is the great part about Logic. This is the great part about Reason is they actually come built in with pitch correctors, but the auto-tune in Reason is called Neptune, would say that it's inferior to a Waves Tune or Antares auto-tune. Great price for this stuff if you make wavy music. Now, these last two are going to be dependent on where you are in the process of your career. So the first one is gonna be if you are not profitable yet, if you're not making a ton of money, if you are not making sync licenses, if you are not getting publishing checks from ASCAP, if you're not in that boat, which the majority of you guys who are watching this aren't making a ton of money from syncs and publishing checks from ASCAP. Syncs are when your stuff gets in movies and commercials and YouTubers use your music. If you're not profitable and you're just trying to get your career off the ground, get yourself a camera. Get yourself a DSLR if you can afford it. Now, here's the deal. The best camera you can get is the one you always have access to, which is probably going to be your phone. Apple just right now announced the iPhone SE for $399. Smaller screen, but this is the same camera as the XR. You can get this phone, bundle it up with a moment lens, which is what I use for all of my TikTok videos. A moment lens are these little lenses that you screw onto the back of your iPhone. You can get yourself a moment lens and like $100 gimbal. Now that iPhone SE is gonna be nice because it's smaller, so the gimbal isn't gonna have to work as hard. What is a gimbal? It's a stabilizer that creates that nice, really cool cinematic look for your visuals. Game changer for music videos, game changer for one takes, game changers for vlogging. And something you can use to bundle it up with is get that student discount for the Logic. You can get the Logic and the Final Cut Pro X for the trial version initially. If you're a student, get that student discount. Boom, now you can make professional videos and professional music A lot of y'all don't want to hear that because you don't want to get into video because you're afraid to talent stack. What is talent stacking? Talent stacking is when you've learned to record yourself, you've spent the hours to learn the basics of recording yourself, and you say, okay, cool, now I'm going to pivot and start making videos. I'm going to pivot and start making my TikTok videos look better. That is what talent stacking is. Don't be afraid to talent stack. If you're not shooting music videos consistently and you're a rapper in 2020, just like you're dead in the water if you don't got your own setup, you're dead in the water if you don't got your own music videos in a way to pump out a lot of content. How much content? A lot. Like a visual at least once a month. If you can go twice a month, fantastic. And then you can add to that by getting a LUT pack. I recommend where'slugo.com for your LUT packs. What are LUTs? They're little filters that you put on top of your videos to make the colors look more interesting. I got a LUT on this video specifically. If you are making money, if you are already profitable, if you're getting sync licenses, you guys aren't gonna like this and it's gonna piss a lot of you producers off. But I highly recommend every rapper at some point gets a subscription to Splice. What is Splice? Splice is probably the largest library of royalty-free loops, of drum sounds. Splice is a game changer for producers, okay? If you are a rapper and you are already making your own videos and you're already profitable, here's what's gonna come down to. Eventually, you're gonna make so much money from your syncs and from your music, you're gonna be splitting a ton of that publishing. Now, there's nothing wrong with splitting publishing when you're working with a team, when it's you and your best friend, he's the producer, you're the rapper, that stuff is dope. But when you're buying beats on YouTube, when you're buying and leasing beats on BeatStars, you're gonna run into some issues if you're not outright buying the exclusives. And buying the exclusives for $400-500 a beat is just not very cost efficient. And if you're leasing the beats, you're gonna run into issues if you get them to sync. You're married to that producer forever. They are now co-owner of that song with you on the publishing end. So what am I saying to rappers? Talent stack, talent stack, talent stack. If you are already rapping, recording yourself, making your own videos, shooting your own vlogs, making your own TikToks, all those things you should be doing. By the way, it's not gonna be that much more complicated for you to hop on Splice, to learn to produce, to learn to chop up samples, to learn to add drums to stuff. Because you know what? A lot of these producers are really just taking Splice samples and throwing some drums over them and calling it a day. And they sound good because there's a lot of amazing drum loops and drum sounds and 808 sounds on Splice. To recap, top 5 things rappers should spend their stimulus package considering that they already got an emergency fund, they got some money in savings and not being a complete derelict. Number 1, get yourself some new software. If you don't have a professional DAW, get yourself either Logic Pro or Reason or FL, whatever you prefer. Number 2, get yourself an interface. I recommend the Apogee Duet. You can get yourself to Scarlett if you're struggling. You can build on top of that. You can put curtains up. You can get yourself a Chaotic Eyeball. All that stuff is great. Number 3, get yourself a nicer microphone. Invest in a microphone. I wouldn't be using a USB mic. Get the Neumann TLM102 if you could afford it. Great microphone. You're gonna get that professional sound that some of you guys are looking for. Microphone's a great investment. Number 4 is upgrade your plugins. If you're trying to make wavy music, now's a great time to get some plugins, maybe some Auto-Tune, Anterius, Waves Tune. Get yourself some plugins. Everything is on sale. 2020 is on sale, guys. Take advantage of it. Number 5, upgrade your phone to the iPhone SE or invest in a DSLR. Either or, you need to start making your own visuals. The best camera is gonna be the one you have access to and your phone is always on you. And then if you are already profitable, if you're already booming, alternative step is get yourself a Splice membership, start producing your own beats. In the long term, this matters when sync licenses start coming into play. You can maybe partner with a producer or a engineer to help you take your ideas and get them to the finish line, but you'll still own at least the majority of it. Whereas if you're leasing beats on YouTube, if you're working with producers through BeatStars, they're gonna own at least 25% of that publishing, which doesn't sound like a lot now, but imagine getting a check for $5,000 or $10,000 and always having to chip off that producer 25% off the top. I think that this is a great opportunity right now. How much music and how many visuals we're putting out. This is the time right now, guys. So you disagree, you pissed off because I told cats to start making their own videos and start producing for themselves. And by the way, I'm gonna make a video about my setup on how I stream and record all my videos with the multiple angles in one take. If you want that, make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on, and consider joining our Patreon community. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Peace.